Rangers lead the way. This is not just a slogan, it's the guiding principle of the U.S. Army's 75th Ranger Regiment, embodied in the Ranger Creed and the regiment's relentless drive to lead high-stakes missions. These dudes aren't just regular soldiers, they're a large-scale special ops force, pulling off direct action raids. They've got skills and capabilities you won't find anywhere else, not even in other special ops or regular Army units. The regiment can deploy anywhere in the world for massive airborne forcible entry operations. By 2020, the 75th had marked 7,000 consecutive days of combat operations. And let's not forget, they've got a Tier 1 unit too, Regimental Reconnaissance Company. Today we're going to explore from the big battalions all the way down to the squad level of this legendary regiment. The 75th Ranger Regiment is a lethal, agile, and flexible force, built to crush a whole lineup of tough, high-stakes missions. This force brings something to the table you won't find anywhere else, not in regular Army units, and not even in other special ops teams. They're built for big, forcible entry ops, while also being able to pull off surgical raids all over the globe. They operate in limited visibility, adverse weather, varied terrain, and complex operating environments to capture or kill designated targets and/or seize terrain and strategic installations. You'll spot these Rangers by their tan berets, a nod to the leather caps worn by the original American Rangers back in the day. And when it comes to patches and tabs, there's a lot of meaning. The Ranger Scroll shows you're officially part of the 75th Ranger Regiment, earned by grinding through the brutal Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, RASP. On the other hand, the Ranger Tab is a skill badge you pick up after surviving Ranger School, a 61-day course. The scroll's exclusive to the regiment. The tab is open to the whole Army, but inside the regiment, you're expected to have both if you want to lead. Their insignia has a history too. The colors, blue, white, red, and green. Shout out to Merrill's Marauders, the OG combat team that paved the way for the regiment. The sun symbolizes to the Chinese flag. The white star reps Burma. And that red lightning bolt, that's all about their fast and furious strike style. The 75th is a major piece of the U.S. Army Special Operations Command. The whole setup runs about 3,500 strong. Made up of 3 premier Ranger battalions, a regimental headquarters company, a military intel battalion, and a special troops battalion backing them up. They're strategically stationed at key spots: Fort Moore, Georgia, Hunter Army Airfield, Georgia, and Joint Base Lewis McChord over in Tacoma, Washington. Now, when it comes to the battalions, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, these are the real heavy hitters, known as the line battalions. They're the backbone of the 75th. These dudes are famous for being able to deploy lightning fast and hit harder than anyone else out there, because these battalions are equipped with light, deployable, and high-tech equipment. The 1st Battalion calls Hunter Army Airfield in Georgia home since its activation in '74. This battalion has been developing and implementing innovative combat strategies. These guys made serious waves in ops like the Iranian hostage rescue attempt and Operation Urgent Fury down in Grenada. Thanks to their strategic location, they can be wheels up and hitting a target anywhere. Their speed and firepower make sure they stay a key piece of U.S. military muscle. Posted up at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington, the 2nd Battalion's got a serious rep for being versatile and deadly, especially when it comes to urban warfare and counter-terrorism ops. Activated in '74, these guys have made their mark in some pretty wild missions, like Operation Just Cause down in Panama and Operation Urgent Fury in Grenada. Holding it down at Fort Moore, Georgia, the 3rd Battalion is all about high-stakes missions. We're talking personnel recovery, locking down critical infrastructure, and snagging high-value targets. Activated in 1984, these guys have played a major role in Iraq during the GWOT. This battalion's got a serious edge when it comes to small unit tactics. They're laser-focused on strategic targets, and they know how to get it done, whether they're working in the middle of nowhere or deep in enemy territory. Each rifle battalion is built around 3 rifle companies: Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and 1 special company. There's also a headquarters company to keep everything running tight, and an Echo company for support. These folks handle stuff like logistics, medical, comms, and maintenance to keep the Rangers in the fight. The logistics section in Echo keeps the gear moving, the ammo stocked, and the supply chains tight, making sure nothing slows the boys down. Inside each rifle company, you've got 3 platoons. Each platoon can integrate with other soft units or conventional forces, enhancing mission versatility. Each platoon breaks down into 3 rifle squads, 1 weapons squad, and a small HQ element to tie it all together. A single Ranger platoon can roll out on its own. That means a platoon could be out doing work in Syria, while the rest of its company is running missions over in Afghanistan. Totally independent and self-sufficient. Each rifle squad is led by a staff sergeant, the squad leader, and is split into 2 fire teams, Alpha and Bravo. Each fire team's stacked with 4 men, a team leader, an automatic rifleman, a grenadier, and a rifleman. Fire team leaders, ideally sergeants, and automatic riflemen usually gotta have their Ranger tabs locked in. Now let's get into the weapons squad, the heavy hitters. This squad's made up of 9 dudes, armed with serious firepower like 60mm mortars, grenade launchers, anti-tank weapons like javelins and Carl Gustavs, and machine guns like the M240 and Mark 48. The squad's led by a senior staff sergeant with 3 gun teams underneath him. Each gun team's usually a 2-man crew, a gun team leader, and a junior gunner. Plus, there's a 2-man anti-tank team loaded with a Carl Gustav and led by an anti-tank team leader, a sergeant, who also backs up the squad leader. On top of that, each battalion is built to be totally self-sufficient and ready to roll out worldwide within 18 hours of getting the call. They rotate through state of readiness cycles to make sure there's always 1 battalion on standby, locked, loaded, and ready to tear it up wherever they're needed. More than 70% of current Rangers have conducted multiple combat deployments, and many are on their 10th to 15th rotations since 2001. Their core missions include airfield seizures to secure air landing and transload sites for follow-on forces and critical cargo, employing a mix of special operations and light infantry tactics. They conduct special operations raids targeting high-value strategic assets for destruction or recovery, often under restrictive rules of engagement. In urban combat, Rangers utilize advanced techniques, breaching capabilities, precision marksmanship, and hand-to-hand combat. As a direct action raid force, the regiment provides essential light infantry skills, supports other special operations forces, and executes operations from platoon to regimental levels with unmatched proficiency. Their specialized infantry role, enhanced by close soft relationships and tailored equipment, ensures increased lethality and agility, enabling precise, deep strikes on fortified targets within a single night cycle as a highly effective ready strike force. Alright, let's talk about the other 2 battalions that help make the 75th such a lethal force. First up, the Regimental Special Troops Battalion, RSTB. This unit's based out of Fort Moore, Georgia, and was activated to keep up with the fast-changing nature of modern warfare. Their focus? Command and control, comms, intel, surveillance, and recon. They're made up of 5 companies, each with their own unique role. The Ranger Reconnaissance Company, or RRC. He's Elite Tier 1 Special Operations Force, is closely tied in with JSOC. They do high-stakes recon missions, close target recon, and advanced force operations. Basically, they're the ones you send in when you need eyes on the target, and not a single mistake. Communications Company. Make sure the team stays connected in the middle of the action. Military Intelligence Company gathers and breaks down all kinds of intel. Human, signal, imagery, you name it. Then they package it all up to help commanders make smart calls. Selection and Training Company runs the selection and training pipeline that turns tough candidates into elite Rangers. And of course, Headquarters and Headquarters Company handles logistics, coordination, and keep the whole machine running smooth. Now let's talk about the Regimental Military Intelligence Battalion, or RMIB. Also based at Fort Moore, this battalion plays a huge role in how the regiment fights and wins in the digital age. They bring the brain power, intel, cyber, electronic warfare, all the stuff that gives the Rangers an edge before the first round even flies. Their mission is all about supporting operations with high-level surveillance, recon, and cyber capabilities, key to outmaneuvering modern threats like China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. They're broken down into 3 specialized companies. Military Intelligence Company gathers intel from every angle, then use it to guide tactical, operational, and strategic decisions. Cyber Electromagnetic Activities Company conducts cyber ops, jamming enemy signals, securing friendly systems. They own the digital battle space, while Headquarters and Headquarters Company keeps everything synced. Each of these companies brings something unique to the table, but together, they're helping the regiment dominate across all domains: land, air, cyber, and more. The 75th is trained on a wide variety of mobility platforms and operates fully integrated with supporting agencies and other special operations forces as required. The unit has an intensive regimental assessment and selection process. Anybody volunteering to join the regiment's got to pass through one of 2 tough assessment and selection programs. First up, there's the 8-week Ranger Assessment and Selection Program 1, or RASP-1. It's geared for soldiers ranked private through sergeant, and it sharpens you up with the basic skills and tactics you'll need to roll with the 75th. Rush this course and you'll walk out with next-level skills, rock-solid training, and the kind of confidence that turns you into a real asset, ready to roll out as part of a Ranger Strike Force or command team. Then there's RASP-2, a 21-day grind built for staff sergeant and up, plus the officers. This course is all about sizing up mid and senior level leaders, making sure they've got the operational techniques. It also brings you up to speed on the special tactics, gear, and missions that set the Rangers apart from the rest. Upon successful completion of this course, you are officially part of the 75th Ranger Regiment. And just like that, you're all caught up on the 75th Ranger Regiment. If you're feeling it, make sure to hit that like, share it with the squad, and smash that subscribe so you don't miss the next drop.